And those boys that were driving those trucks, there'd be two of them on the truck. And they'd come along there late in the evening, probably 5 or 6 o'clock. And we would, and they'd fill up with us and cash their expense checks. And their expense checks would run us out of money right quick.
Lick it off
So
there. We want you to lick it off.
Floyd Fulver owned the bank of Seligman and operated the lumberyard around the corner. Truthfully, he operated the bank out of the lumberyard around the corner. And we would take them checks up there after dark. And he'd cash them to get us so we could get these boys out of there. And they would come back from Chicago or wherever they went in the middle of the night and lay down on them air horns. They went by there, wake these babies up like it was really something. But that's where we started the whole rest.
Becky was
Did you
born.
say that was Willis Shaw?
Huh?
We
Willis
had
Shaw?
Willis Shaw at Arkansas Best Free.
That's who.
Yeah.
We need
We're
some
going
more
today.
Our
water.
agreement was, I don't guess it was a written agreement, was that if they had trouble out on the road, I mean, we were open 24 hours. If they had trouble out on the road, then we went out and changed the tire.
We kept extra
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
What's favorite
The guy that was working for us at night, he could come down the sidewalk by our bedroom and holler at Charles, and it never woke me up, but the girls woke me up. We had two when we went there, and Becky was born while we were there. And then when we left, I was pregnant with Wendy. We left about the 1st of July of '61, and she was born November '61.
But I don't know how we really got into it. But I built this little, we called it Charlie's Grill. And it was a little
Hey, what's going there?
one room
I'm not going to.
restaurant or whatever you want to
We're
call
so
it.
wet.
But it had the most up-to-date equipment in that part of the country at that time.
And it was open 24 hours.
And we were operating 24 hours a
One
day.
girl would do the waitressing, the cooking, and the
Come on, now
It was very
Like a
nice. We have pictures.
And then we ended up adding a little addition on it, filled it full of pinball machines. And that's what made our living. Was them damn pinball machines.
Mowing in a mo.
The guy that you were supposed to be aware of. What was
I
his
don't
name?
know.
Anyway,
What the?
Yeah, they shoot all the time.
Quite an experience.
yeah, too close to Arkansas.
Come on now.
So Charlie's Grill, when we heard about the lake going in, and it was going to bring the water all the way up to Eagle Rock, you know.
We're in the lake there yet.
We'd heard about a place for sale over there. I think it's Minnie something was the anyway, my Uncle Ray and Aunt Ada lived in Eagle Rock. And they told us about it. Anyway, we bought that piece of property and we borrowed the money from the guy that worked for us at night. I paid it back to him $50
Keep that ours. Give it to us.
and bought that.
You had it
Bought
first.
that
Now it's your
lot
turn.
to move to Eagle Rock.
Yeah. We had that lot. One of the Hutchins, no, the Hutchins,
Farwell's.
Farwell,
Ray and Wayne Farwell.
took at least 4 foot off of that lot and pushed it back, and that's, the building is sitting on that today.
There's a lot of dynamiting
Oh,
involved.
dynamite. They'd call me when they got loaded that they was going to shoot X hours this evening. And I would go down there to help stop the traffic on the road. And they'd blow that rock off of there.
See, we sold that and left
Across the bridge.
Seligman about the 1st of
Right across the
July.
bridge on the right.
Right.
And we moved up into the house that Mike Carr, it's next to his big house, that little house, the
The
tenement
tenement
house.
out.
George and Dean Brooks owned the big house at that time, and we moved there, and we stayed there until the next May, about end of May, when he got it built. Tell the guys about your building.
Yeah, that building, the original building, I think was 60-foot front on it. how deep, but anyway, the only paid labor in that building was for pouring and laying the foundation. And we get it up there, and I go down there and work, and then all the family, my family, Ruth's
Can you hold
family,
that? And I'm going to turn the air conditioner off. There, it's recording.
they work laying the floor or standing up walls or whatever it was, and that's how that whole building was put together. And we built that building for probably, it was 3-bedroom house on the back of it, so I would imagine not more than $5,000 or $6,000.
Yeah.
And then later,
It scared us to death about, everybody had us scared to death about Carroll Electric. They had to pass muster, you'd enjoy this, Dustin, because all of your wiring had to be in conduit and everything. And you just did it like they said, and they came and inspected it, no problem.
but we, at that building, we were selling, we went there to sell souvenirs and junk, and ended up that we were with a few groceries. That was the idea. It was this big campground across the way. We ended up with Herbert Crabtree was a natural-born butcher.
Meat cutter.
Meat cutter, yes. And he established a little route around to some of these small stores like that furnished them meat, cafes and whatnot, and we furnished him space. In fact, we built onto that original building, put in a walk-in cooler, furnished him space, and he furnished fresh meat, which was the first time in that area, which is one thing that made it, was that area. And Herbert did that, and then we added on to that building twice, I think. And the last add-on was a beautiful, if I do say so, a family room that had a ceiling of probably 20 foot in it. And Joe and Dennis were married there in that building.
That's really what sold that store, I think, was that family room. We had built 3 bedrooms, so we had the big girls in one and the little girls in one.
With the chalk line down the middle.
The chalk line.
Who made the chalk line?
Windy.
We had built 2 bathrooms for the store. One inside, up on the end where the gas pump is, one on the inside, and one you had to come down the sidewalk to. And we learned early on that even though our bathroom was big with 2 sinks and a big mirror, we learned early on that was not big enough for 4 girls to get ready for school. So we took, whatever you did, anyway, took that one extra bedroom off and put it next to the bathroom, put it next to the big girl's bedroom, I guess. So I never could understand why those girls had to wash their hair every day of the world.
It's been unlike we decided to sell that and bought the place in town before we sold the store. And we rented it for, I don't know whether it was a whole year or anyway, one round with somebody before we sold the store. And then ended up, Russell Moore had that little family dry goods store. And he was insisted that I needed that. And I guess we did because we ended up with it and operated it for a year. And then I got to mess around with this real estate.
It's on your head.
And we had, one of the first things we did was buy a Coin Laundry, which is there behind Shelter Insurance. That's under, we owned that thing for a number of years.
We need some water.
And I was mechanically minded enough to do 99% of the
Can
work.
you get some water?
Had the hard side, most of it I did
Yes,
myself.
just put it through,
So that's what we worked at. And then we got into all this
put it through,
rental things. And
can you find it?
I
Yeah, you
looked-
just have
we was looking at it
put it
today, and
there.
how many pieces of property have we owned?
You can get inside too.
77 pieces of property in Berry County.
You'd think we'd be wealthy.
You just have to put water in it.
Yeah, I told you earlier that we've been to Europe 20 times, so
Water.
that's why we're not wealthy.
Water boy.
Oh, it's been a wonderful life.
Yes, it has. It's been a wonderful life. We've got along fine, and my God, look at this mess. We've got 5 generations.
Wonderful.
Look at